time, we'd like to ask everyone to please stand as you are able for the playing of our national anthem by the Wellsboro High School Band. This time we'd like to recognize any veterans that are here in attendance today. We ask you to please stand as we recognize your service to our country. Thank you very much. On behalf of the Wellsboro Area School District and the Wellsboro Area High School, I would like to welcome you to the 145th Wellsboro Area High School Commencement for the class of 2021. I'm ecstatic to be here to celebrate with you. The class of 2021 has a lot to celebrate. You are a group of individuals who have persevered together through an event that tested our physical and mental strength, an event that changed us almost daily, an event that made all of our interactions awkward. Of course, I'm speaking about 4 years of high school. That's just a little joke to lighten the mood. My wife said not everybody would know when to laugh at that. The COVID-19 pandemic, however, was not a joke. We lost loved ones during this time, and the effects of this event will be studied for many years. This time in our history will be remembered by the fear and uncertainty that we all face daily. In fact, you may be facing a little fear and uncertainty right now sitting in those seats. You may be thinking, what will I do next? Do I have a plan? Do I have what it takes to achieve success in life? I have a little fear and uncertainty right now standing before you. Although I may appear my usual calm and collective self, I'm actually terrified because this is my first graduation address. My fears include, will I forget where I am in this speech? Will I trip and fall at some point in this ceremony? Do these people even understand what I am saying, or do we need subtitles? Well, I'm going to try and emulate you, the class of 2021, for a moment, because I have learned so much from you. I have learned that regardless of the surprises that life throws at you, it is possible to persevere. We took the routine of high school and changed almost every detail in our day. We had one-way stairwells, staggered releases. We didn't always eat lunch in the same place. We switched parking lots, and we spent more time Zooming than I thought was humanly possible. And through all that, you persevered. You didn't quit, and most of the time, you did so with a smile on your face. So even though you may sit there weighted down with fear and uncertainty, I see a group that has already overcome so many obstacles. I see a group that will be successful regardless of what life throws at them. I see a group of hornets that will persevere. Thank you and good luck, class of 2021. At this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Brenda Freeman, Superintendent of Schools for the Wellsboro Area School District, who will address the class of 2021.
Good evening, parents, family members, friends, faculty and staff, administrators, board members, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2021. Before I share a few words with you, I would just like to thank the people who put in countless hours making this evening happen. Each year I like to talk for just a brief moment on independence, because our graduation leads you one step closer to your own independence. From the time you were born, you were dependent on your parents. They took care of all of your basic needs, and it goes without saying that you would not be here this evening without them. As you slowly grew, you began your journey towards becoming independent. From the first solid foods, your first word, the first time you slept all night, to your first real step, all by yourself, you were making your journey towards becoming independent. In fact, your journey carried you on as you entered kindergarten and first grade. You learned how to sit in your seat quietly, walk in a straight line, the alphabet, your colors, how to read, how to get along with others. You met your best friend, you caught a football for the first time, you dribbled a basketball, kicked a soccer ball, hit a volleyball, learned to swim, wrestle your friends at recess, and you learned how to make your parents, your teachers, and your principal proud of you. Then you experienced going on to a new school for second, third, and fourth grade. And as you grew, you experienced sleepovers with your friends, how to ride a bike, what true best friends really meant, how to study, how to sing in a group, how to play a musical instrument, how to take standardized tests, and leaving behind elementary days to go on to middle school. In middle school, they brought you even more experiences in becoming independent, changing classes, having multiple teachers, class trips, school dances, school musical plays, learning to become passionate and driven about swimming and basketball and softball and football and cheerleading and wrestling and reading and dancing and singing or playing in the band, how to cook and how to bake, how to use power tools, and how to leave behind middle school years to enter high school. And in high school, you began to truly explore careers. You joined clubs and activities, formed bonds with athletic team members, learned to drive, participated in ag science classes because of your passion for animals and agriculture. You mastered building and construction trades, participated in building a house, explored the restaurant industry, acquired your first paying job, participated at district and state level events, won championships, competed at the Tioga County Fair, and decided on a career pathway. You discovered your true passion for art and music and public speaking, and deciding where you would attend college, if you would enter the workforce, or if you would join the military. You made plans to become very serious about what you really wanted out of life, and you struggled with how to say goodbye to your teachers, your classmates, and the Wellsboro Area School District. All of these experiences led you one step closer to this evening when you walk across this field to receive your diploma and begin your journey of being independent. Through all of this, there is one thing that I would like you to remember. No matter where your independence takes you, remember your time that you spent at the Wellsboro Area School District. Remember the gas-lit main street of your community. Remember that you always have a place to call home. And this school, your community, and your parents will always welcome you back. Best of luck and best wishes on your journey. Congratulations 2021, and God bless. Gosh, I should have read Mr. Bird's speech before I forget in the program. This evening I also have the pleasure of introducing our speaker, and that is Mr. Daniel Cincinni. Mr. Cincinni is enjoying his 19th year as a music educator. For the past 4 years, he has taught at the Wellsboro Area High School, where his responsibilities included the full chorus, women's ensemble, men's ensemble, Dickens choir, concert band, jazz band, marching band, and music director for the spring musical. Over his career, he has led school and honors bands at all levels across Pennsylvania, New York, North Carolina, Florida, and Hawaii. Additionally, in 2016, Mr. Cincinni organized the Pennsylvania Pearl Harbor Band, a selected group of students from Elk, McKean, Potter, and Cameron counties that represented the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and veterans of the USS Pennsylvania at the 75th anniversary of the Pearl Harbor attack on Honolulu, Hawaii. All of the treasures in his life, Dan is most proud of his wonderful family. He resides in Wellsboro, Pennsylvania with his amazing wife Maggie and his energetic children Jackson and Molly. It is with great gratitude and excitement that I invite Mr. Cincinni to the podium for the commencement address.
Sorry, not trying to be rude, but this is for you guys out there. Step one, I didn't trip on the way up. Thank you, Dr. Freeman. Members of the school board, administration, faculty, staff, parents, friends, and most importantly, graduates. Good evening. I remember sitting at the piano in the LGI before a Little Mermaid rehearsal when Hope Sampson asked me on behalf of the class of 2021 if I would be your commencement speaker. I felt a strange mixture of being both extremely honored and profoundly dumbfounded at the same time. I'm pretty sure I responded, "Me? Why me?" Without skipping a beat, Hope responded, "Well, we were your first class here." Yes, you are. We've been through a lot these past 4 years, especially the last 2. And I can't tell you how amazing it has been to be part of the growth that has brought you to this point. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for this great honor. You are all very special to me, and always will be. So consider this speech this evening that final pep talk, like the ones I've given you before concerts in marching band or Dickens, at festivals or with the musical. A speech of this magnitude is a daunting task. You don't want it to be a rambling trip down memory lane any more than you want it to come off like some sort of rant against what's wrong with the youth of America. Plus, I remember the speeches and the speakers from the recent past, and they've all set the bar pretty darn high. So I've tried to approach this speech the same way I approach putting a concert together. Something that has a little bit for everyone, that's hopefully fun, while still challenging you, and after it's over, you're left inspired for the next great thing to come. Speaking of that next great thing to come, let's talk about life. It's hard. Very hard. It doesn't get easier. And there are a lot of things out there that they just don't tell you. And it's out there right now. It's not just sitting around waiting for you, and you're in it. Oftentimes you'll hear people say, high school is the best years of your life. You've heard that. You might agree. Gosh, I hope not. I'm not knocking the time we spent together or all the great memories we've made, but from a mathematical standpoint alone, if the average life expectancy in the United States right now is 79 years old and you're 18, that is at least a steady 61-year decline. That doesn't sound like a fun time to me. I'd rather not look at life as the best thing or the worst thing, the best time or the worst time, this great thing coming up in 3 years or that awesome thing we did 5 years ago. I'd rather encourage you to put your mind on little things, simple little everyday kind of stuff, those little joys in life, like a good cup of coffee, a real fun conversation with your friends, actually taking the time to notice how beautiful a sunset is. Now I know that sounds kind of old fuddy-duddy kind of stuff, but trust me, you would be amazed how much the little things will just take care of themselves. The big things will take care of themselves if you focus on the little stuff. You'll be way less stressed, and you'll be way easier to please. It's those little everyday joys, those little details, when you stack them up, that make the big things just kind of take care of themselves. If you can get yourself to a place where your happiest memory is what happened yesterday, and the thing you're looking forward to the most is the excitement of tomorrow, you're doing pretty well. Now, don't confuse that for settling. I am by no means encouraging you to set the bar low enough that you're bound to succeed. Have goals. Aim high. Dream big. That's what I do. Just make sure that your plans and your goals and your big dreams are reasonable. One of the biggest mistakes we make in life is confusing what is fair with what is reasonable. By now, I hope you've all figured out that life is not always fair. I don't deal in fair. The only fair I know of happens every second week in August up at the fairgrounds. Okay? Fair is a sliding scale that means something a little different to everybody, and fair is a lopsided scale. You hear people complain all the time. I really wanted that and somebody else got it instead just because of us and such. That's not fair. Might not be fair to them, but I bet the other person sees things as more than fair. No, concern yourself with what is reasonable, because you can make sense out of that. You know your abilities just as well as your ambitions. Given what you've got, is the outcome you are striving for reasonable? Is what you are being asked to do with what you have reasonable? Is what you want out of life reasonable? Those are all questions that you can answer, and those are all questions that you can form a plan around, because those are all things that you are in control of. Even if there is only a tiny shred of reasonableness, if reasonableness is even a word. If there is, go for it. No matter how much other stuff might be stacked against it, go for it. Because if you don't, you won't be able to live with that. Fairness requires you to rely on the whims of others, and that is never a good place to be. While on the subject of whims and the whims of others, let's talk about grudges and regrets. James Thurber has a famous quote that is a great mantra for life. I say it to myself all the time. Let us not look back in anger, nor forward in fear, but around in awareness. Grudges and regrets, that's the looking back in anger part of that quote. The thing about grudges is that's a you problem. 9 times out of 10, the person that you are still mad at, long after many years have passed, has long since moved on and forgotten whatever egregious sin it is that they dared to commit against you. That's something that you're hanging on to. That's anger that you're hanging on to. That's a you problem. Regrets, unless you know a crazy white-haired scientist with a souped-up DeLorean, that is in the past, and there's nothing you're going to do about that now. It's super hard. I know, it's super hard because I struggle with these things. But don't waste your time on grudges and regrets, because time is truly the most precious commodity you have. You can have all kinds of money, and if you lose it all, there are all kinds of ways to go about earning it back. Time, once it's spent, it's gone. Never to return. So don't waste it on things you can't change anyway. Just like grudges and regrets are a waste of time, so is fearing the future. The future is the next best thing to come. And it's stuff that's still coming. It's stuff your actions can still positively affect. Sure, there are things in life that can be concerning, scary if you wish, because they are new and sometimes unknown, but fearing them will only make the problem bigger. Which gets to the last part of the quote. Look around in awareness. Be keenly aware of what is going on around you, the thoughts and feelings of others, how they affect you, how you affect them. The choices that you can make now that will positively shape your tomorrow. Be aware. Be aware of what is coming so that you meet it head on. Now I'd like to address this pandemic thing. I think we can all agree that we've enjoyed enough of this particular portion of history. It has been one of the most stressful, drawn-out things we have ever had to deal with, that we never thought we'd ever have to deal with. And out of this chapter in history, a particular phrase has gained a lot of traction that I'd like to challenge you on just a little bit. You've all heard it, and seen it, and probably said it. The phrase I'm talking about is, it's okay to not be okay. It's one of those phrases that sounds innocent enough and helpful to boot. We've come a long way in being more in touch with our own mental health and being sensitive to the mental health of others. But we have a funny way of stopping our sentences too soon. It's okay to not be okay is just a beginning. When I hear that statement, I wonder to myself, how many people that heard that are going to take that as permission to stay not okay? It's a convenient excuse to stay not okay. The sign on the wall or the guy on TV said I could. They're only half right. That statement really needs to read, it's okay to not be okay, but I'm working on it. Folks, that's what you have to do. You have to work on it. As much as I hope that you will be able to recognize when you are not okay, is as much as I pray that you'll then have the courage to do something about it. It could be something as simple as taking a hike to clear your mind. Talk to your friends and family. When they can't help, reach out to a counselor, a teacher, a therapist, a church, or whatever you think will work for you. But don't just stop. Don't just accept being not okay. It's easy for me to say, but we all have had times when we have not been okay. Trust me, a lot of this is facade. There are a lot of times when I am not okay, and I am not showing you, because you don't need to see that. You're not okay either. There is always someone that is there for you. It might not be the way you want them to be there. It might not be the person you want, but there is always someone. Find that someone or that something and plow ahead. And don't forget about those people that don't get to be not okay, because they're making sure you are okay. Which leads me to this final thought I'd like to leave you with. I've told this to every senior that has ever asked me, Mr. Cincinni, do you have any final advice? Here it is. You are never too old, or too cool, or too busy, or too whatever to call your parents or whoever that responsible adult figure is in your life and tell them that you love them and tell them that you appreciate them. Don't just send them a text or an email or some stupid emoji on Face, Twitter, Flash, Snap, whatever. We all know that we love these people, but how often do we actually take the time to say those words out loud? In my opinion, not enough. Take that time, make that time, and actually talk to them and tell them how much you appreciate them. You will be amazed by how much a little genuine appreciation will mean to them and how much a little genuine appreciation will mean to you. You'll want that support system. You've had it this long, you'll need it. And like I said earlier, it's the little things in life that count. It's the little things that get you through when you think you can't go on. Little things, little details add up to big, great futures and tomorrows. Telling those folks in your life that you really appreciate them is a little thing that doesn't cost anything, but will go so far. Just like all of you. Thank you. Congratulations, and fly high.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cincinni. I'm going to take your advice right now and remember to tell my mom and dad, who I'm sure are watching on the live stream back in North Carolina, I love you. Sorry I forgot to tell you that at the beginning. At this time, I'd like to introduce our senior class vice president, Hope Sampson, who will introduce our 2021 Salutatorian.
Hello. Thanks for coming tonight. So our 2021 Salutatorian was the co-drum major of the marching band, as well as the vice president of the concert band, a member of jazz band, the men's choir, and Dickens choir. He served as the vice president of our chapter of the NHS, was a member of Connect 4, and performed in the school musical. He is an Eagle Scout and has volunteered at Goodies for Our Troops and the local vaccine clinic. He will be attending the Rochester Institute of Technology for Biomedical Engineering, where he intends to obtain his bachelor's and master's degrees before working on his doctorate. Our 2021 salutatorian is Caleb Ness.
First of all, thank you, Hope. Good evening, everyone. Friends, family, administrators, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2021. We've made it. Throughout the pandemic and everything we lost this year, we didn't give up. It took a lot of hard work, and not just from us. I want to thank all the teachers, staff, and especially the people at home who have helped us get this far. I would especially like to thank a couple of teachers who have supported me personally throughout the last 4 years, and I'm sure a lot of you. Miss Moore for always being there to listen and for putting in so much work to support the connectors. Mrs. Gastrock for going above and beyond what she had to do to help us get ready for the AP English test. She cooked for us, played games with us, and most importantly, recognized when enough was enough and let us relax at the end of class. I'd like to thank Mr. Long for his patience and willingness to put up with us during BC Calculus, no matter how many times he had to explain what a polar rose was. And lastly, I want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Sensenig on behalf of all the band, chorus, and guard students they have impacted over their time at WHS. As we said earlier, they arrived at the school the same year we did, and they have done nothing but support and encourage us to grow and expand our talents, whether it's playing, singing, twirling, or acting. So to all the faculty and staff of Wellsboro Area School District, thank you. Thank you for your time, your effort, and for showing up despite the headaches I'm sure we've all caused you. We could not be here today without you. I also want to thank the class of 2021 for your hard work and dedication. If ever there was a year to just say screw it and give up, it was this year. But we didn't give up. We made it to graduation. No matter where you want to go in life, the workforce, college, the armed forces, or anything else, I hope you look back at your time in high school with at least somewhat fond memories. Muhammad Ali once said that if you haven't learned the meaning of friendship, you really haven't learned anything. So for all the learning that has supposedly taken place over the last 4 years, I hope you've learned that true friends are the ones who are there for you no matter what hole you dig yourself into. And I hope you remember your friends wherever you may end up. In summary, thank you to everyone who has helped us to get here. Remember your friends, never give up, and good luck wherever the road may take you.
Thank you, Caleb. At this time, the senior choir will sing While We Sing, directed by Mr. Dan Cincinni. Thank you, Mr. Cincinni and choir. While these folks are taking a seat, I just want to take another little tip from Mr. Cincinni and say that I'm not going to hold any grudges against you guys, even though my hamstrings are still hurting from pulling all those pinwheels out of the front lawn, and that we have yet to find all the pictures of me that you guys hid around the school. At this time, Senior Class President Olivia Crocco will introduce our 2021 valedictorian.
Our 2021 valedictorian has involved in many organizations, including concert and marching band, Connect 4, Lady Hornets basketball, Women's and Dickens choir, and National Honor Society. In the fall, she plans to attend Mansfield University, double majoring in early childhood and elementary education, as well as special education. Our 2021 valedictorian is Sarah Mosier.
Well, class of 2021, we did it! I'll be honest, I genuinely wasn't sure we would make it here. This last year has been absolute madness. Not only did we have to deal with the usual chaos of senior year, but we spent our entire senior year in a pandemic. We didn't know how anything was going to work. We weren't sure how classes would look, whether we would get sports and concerts, or even if we would get to be sitting here tonight. But we persevered, and it's all paying off today. Our class has done something no one else has ever done before. We survived an entire school year in a global pandemic. Whether you loved or hated school, it's impossible to deny that the fact that we're sitting here today is an accomplishment in itself. We could have given up, rolled over, and simply accepted the path that was laid out before us. But instead, we pushed back, we worked, and we succeeded. We won. And I'm incredibly proud of all of us for leaving our mark on history. We will always carry with us the strength to push through, to endure through any hardship that we may encounter. This year has shown each of us that we are stronger than anyone expected, and we will carry this victory forever. Never forget what we have accomplished by sitting here tonight. Congratulations, class of 2021. We did it.
Thank you, Sarah. At this time now, I would like to invite Mr. Dave Messinio, Vice President of the Wellsboro Area School District Board of Education, to present the diplomas to the class of 2021. Mr. Matt Rendos will be reading the students' names. Also, at this time, any board member or staff member that would like to join us, please come forward.
Haley Nicole Osborne. Abigail Grace Myers. Aislinn Delaney Hoos. Catherine Virginia Burnett. Alyssa Marie Johnston. Caitlin Louise Rice. Rebecca Lynn Sager. Elena Love Kirk. Sarah Noel Mosier. Sydney Osborne Fitch. Kara Lee Clymer. Jenna Nicole Boyce. Lainey K. Madison. Alina May Petrick. Brianna Marie Kemp.
I love you, Brendan!
Skylar Kathleen Runyon. Maggie Page Fushinyan Hart. Kaya Marion Boyce. Chelsea Lynn English. Jessica Marie Brooks. Braden Glenn William Lynn. Daniel Joseph Swanson. Olin Alfred Stillerman. Axel Dan Madison. Levi James Fredrickson. Joseph Gerald Vandergrift. Brock Michael Hamlin. Jeremy John Flannery. Kyle Mason Minogue. Daniel Edward Timmons. Nicholas Garing Smith. Zachary Aaron Singer. William Wayne Hoyer. Zachary Lewis Rowland. Caden Jameson Mann. Ethan Michael Ryan. Joseph Donovan Grab. Anthony Joseph Romania. Tyler Jonathan Wright. Alexis Marie Shoup. Gabby Schlicker. Madeline Grace Rudy. Jessa Renee Lohr. Sophie Madeline Kurtz. Margaret Grace Moulton. Shiloh Elizabeth Duff. Hope Elizabeth Sampson. Tessa Jordan Bailey. Alexis Jacqueline Bonnick. Chloe Morgan Thomas. Audrey Grace Starkweather. Tara Kelly Hemingway. Alyssa Marie Wagaman. Bailey Joy Monks. Mackenzie Ray Patterson. Haley Desiree Osgood. Emma Lane McConnell. Michaela Jade Holleran. Sarah Rose Foreman. Carson Blaine Kennedy. Aiden Michael Fletcher. Cameron Alexander Littleton. Jonathan Lee Wetzel. Eric Van Leeuwen Rosario. Joshua David Brelo. Noah Ian David James. Jared Michael Bechtel. Cameron Michael Butler. Brennan John Bauer. Evan Thomas Hoover. Anthony Henry Dunkel. Michael Albert Avery. Samuel Owen Freeman. Trevor Anthony Hackett. Ryan Robert Kennedy. Nathan Edward Wilson. Caleb James Nuss. David John Christian. Dustin Conway Bieber. Zachary Michael Bowers. Travis Dennis Winters. Riley Griffin Perry. Bailey Berwin Wilcox. Aiden Matthew Trinovich. Joseph Riley Hobby. Michael Adam Nowakowski. Christopher J. Irwin. Cordell Wesley Fink. Nathaniel Stephen Kramus.
Of course.
Joy Ann Moore. Audrey Jean Horning. Brianna Marie McNett. Katrina Ann Newhouser. Brittany Michelle Rowley. Olivia Virginia Crocco. Bianca Labrica Laurier. Vivian Annette Kinter. Allison Nicole Brewstrom.
You actually graduated.
Grace Erica Baldwin. Tucker Taft. Chloe Allison West. Mary Beth Torney. Emily Ann Allen.
Thank you, Mr. Rendos. Class of 2021, please stand. As principal of the Wellsboro Area High School, I hereby certify that the previously named students have completed the requirements necessary to receive a diploma from the Wellsboro Area High School and are entitled to all privileges and opportunities it may bring. With the class of 2021, please signify this by moving your tassels from right to left. We will now allow the class of 2021 to celebrate their accomplishments. On behalf of the Wellsboro Area School District Board of Education, Administration, faculty, and staff, we extend our sincere congratulations. At this time, we invite family and friends to please stand and extend your congratulations to the class of 2021. Please remain standing for the singing and playing of the Wellsboro High School alma mater. At this time, we will have the ringing of the Todd Antone Memorial Bell by our junior marshals, Madeline Bryant and Juliana Keith. As the class of 2021 recesses, we ask that families and friends remain in the stands until our graduates exit the field. Thank you.